Okay, so let's continue. We have had practice with digit by digit, expanded notation. Let's do a problem from this page using the place value sections method. And again, you are going to complete it in your book, nice and neat, unfortunately pretty small, so that you can refer back to this problem for help in the future. Okay, so the number I'm going to choose for us to solve is number 19, and it's 3,303 divided by 2. Again, we're going to use the place value sections to solve, and you're going to do all your work in your book underneath nice and neatly. And with these boxes, you're going to leave room at the top and at the bottom to be able to write in some numbers. So the first step we're going to do is we're going to draw out a box, and it's going to be big enough that we can write 3,303 in it and a little bit of room at the bottom. Okay, so do you have a box in yours? First step is we write out the divisor on the side, and the divisor in this problem is 2. And we write in the dividend inside the box at the top, and again, neatly, because we're going to have to do some subtraction with this number in just a moment. So 3,303, write that out. All right. And what I'm looking at again is the place values with our dividend here. And I see that I'm looking for the highest place value, and the highest place value is the thousands. So I'm wondering, is there something I can multiply 2 by in the thousands place value, in which I can divide it successfully into 3,303. So I'm thinking to myself, at the top, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to put like a blank. That means we might put a digit here in the thousand spot, followed by 3 numbers in the hundreds, tens, and ones. And here's what we're wondering in our heads. 2 times how much thousand gets us something close to 3. Oh my gosh, this is kind of messy. Let me delete that. That was supposed to be an equal sign. Gets us something close to 3,303 without going over. Okay, so let's do some mental math here. If I put maybe a 1 here, that would be 2 times 1,000 is equal to 2,000. That might work. Let's see if another higher number would work. What about 2 times 2,000? 2 times 2,000 is what? 4,000. That's too much. We're looking for something that's, again, less than 3,303. If I put 4,000 here, I wouldn't be able to subtract 3,303 minus 4,000. So 2 is not going to work. I'm going to cross that out. I'm going to cross out that 4,000. 1,000 works. So above the box, we're going to put a 1 in the thousand spot. And now we have the number 1,000 at the top. And again, this is basically our partial quotients. Our quotient is going to start with a 1 in the thousand spot. Next up is to multiply 1,000 times 2, and we already said it. 1,000 times 2 is 2 with 2 zeros. And I'm going to put it nice and neatly under 3,303 so that we can subtract. 3,303 minus 200, and where we're going to put our answer is at below the box. So go ahead and try it. Is 1,303. And now we're going to basically kind of start fresh and add on to this place value sections. We're going to add another box, and we're going to move over place values instead of working with the thousands now. We're going to be working in the hundreds. So I'm going to put a blank digit in the 100 spot, followed by a 0 in the tens and a 0 in the ones. And we can even put an addition sign in between here, okay, because we're going to add all these together in just a little bit. So something 100 is what we're looking for. I'm going to transfer, and you're going to transfer with it too. Let's move this subtraction answer into our box. 1,303 is now what we're working with. And we're thinking to ourselves, 2 times what? 100 gets us something close to 1,303 without going over. 2 times 100 is just 200. So if I fill that 1 in, that's 200. That's way too little, so we're going to have to be going way higher up. What about 5? What if we put a 5 here? 2 times 500 is equal to what? 1,000. That's bringing us closer. We can keep going. What's 2 times 600? 1,200. What's 2 times 700? 1,400. Too much. So we're going to go back to that digit 6. The digit 6 works. So above here where we had that little blank, let's put a 6 in the 100 spot. That works. Next step is to multiply. 600 times 2 is 12 plus 2 zeros, 1,200. And we're going to subtract now. What's 1,303 minus 1,200? 103. Great job. Let's add on another box. We have a new place value now. We took care of the thousands, the hundreds. The next place value is the tens. So I'm thinking to myself, something in the 10 spot multiplied by 2 will get us something close to 103 without going over. So put 103 inside that box and let's figure that out. 2 times what gets us something close to 103 without going over. And then again, I'm going to be looking, we're looking in the 10 spot, so we'll add in a 0. There's going to be a 0 in our product. 2 times 10 is just 20. That's way too little. 2 times 30 is equal to 60. Keep going. 2 times 60 is 120. That's too much. What about 2 times 50? That's 100. That works. Let's put a 5 in our partial quotient for 50. And 50 times 2, we said, is 100. That brought us close to 103 without going over. Next step is to subtract. What's 103 minus 100? It is 3. We're going to put a 3 underneath, build another box, bring the 3 back up here into the box. How many times does 2 go into 3 is what we're asking now. We did 1,000 spot, 100 spot, 10 spot. The last place value is just the 1, so there's only going to be one digit here. 2 times what gets us something close to 3 without going over? What is it? It's just 1. Because 2 times 2 is 4. That's too much. So 2 times 1 works. 2 times 1 is 2. Put a 2 underneath the 3. And we're going to subtract. What's 3 minus 2? 1. And we have no other place values left. This remainder of 1, I can't make any more groups of 2 out of this just sole 1. So that means that's going to be our remainder. So I'll put the R1 over here just so we can keep track. We're not quite done though. We have 1,000 plus 600 plus 50 plus 1 with a remainder of 1. We have to add these place values together. We can do it mentally. Our answer is going to have 1 in the 1,000 spot, 6 in the hundreds, 5 in the tens, and a 1 in the 1 spot to bring us to 1,651, remainder 1. And we just solved using the place value sections method. Yay! All 3 we've gotten some practice in. Which one do you like most?